Good morning, Longhorns. For Wednesday, February 15th, I'm Paulina Pearson.
And I'm Itza Martinez. How are you doing this week, Paulina?
I'm doing pretty good. Exams and things like that are starting to catch up, so a little bit stressed, but overall doing pretty good.
No, I get that absolutely. This week has been a very stressful week. We're well into the semester now, but I'm really excited to be here. So let's get into this morning's top stories. A University of Texas professor filed a lawsuit against 3 officials in the Macomb School of Business. Richard Lowry claims the officials violated his First Amendment rights regarding his criticism of the university. His criticism detailed how the university is vile and racist, to how it admits students through affirmative action. Lowry also claims that the 3 officials pressured him to censor what he had to say moving forward. The 3 officials named in the suit include Lillian Mills, Dean of the Macomb School of Business, Ethan Burris, Senior Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, and Sheridan Tittman, the chair of the Finance Department.
Today, the Austin City Council is set to vote its decision to fire City Manager Spencer Cronk. This follows the criticism of the city's response to the recent ice storm that left many without power for days. If fired, Cronk's contract guarantees him 1 year of pay, although a possible severance package will be discussed in the meeting as well.
A memo released by the Office of Governor Greg Abbott last Monday detailed how the use of diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, or DEI, in hiring is illegal. In accordance to the Texas Tribune, the letter was directed towards both state agencies and public universities, citing both federal and state anti-discrimination laws for the illegalities of DEI efforts in this memo. Abbott's Chief of Staff Gardner Pate highlighted that hiring must be based on merit alone, as DEI discriminates against some demographic groups. Last Thursday, a woman drove her SUV through a Texas Capitol fence. 25-year-old Carla Morales Mateo drove the vehicle onto a sidewalk, resulting in her 2- and 4-year-old daughters getting ejected of the vehicle. She was arrested by troopers soon after and now faces criminal mischief for resisting arrest, driving while intoxicated, and child abandonment. Currently, she is being held without bond, and her 2 children are in state custody.
In national news, the FBI finds more classified documents found in former Vice President Mike Pence's Delaware home this past Friday. The search was conducted after previous documents had been found marked as classified. That search was done because the Department of Justice conducted a search last month in President Biden's home and found documents from when he was out of office that they did further investigating with. Pence was not home when the search was done, but his legal team was. Pence agreed to this full search of his home done by the FBI.
In other news, Rihanna performed on the world's largest stage for the first time in 7 years at the Super Bowl 57 halftime show on Sunday night. The singer and entrepreneur was suspended in the air on a floating stage where she wore a red ensemble that showed off a baby bump. After the show, representative for Rihanna confirmed that baby number 2 is on the way. She even added some clever marketing for her makeup brand Fenty Beauty in the middle of her performance. That's not all. The artist played some of her biggest hits, starting with Be Better Have My Money and concluding her set with Diamonds. Some other memorable hits were Where Have You Been, Rude, and Work. The performances and guests throughout Super Bowl 57 were quite memorable. Colin Denny, who is a deaf Navajo man, used American Sign Language and Plains Indian Sign Language during the performance of America the Beautiful. Arizona is home to one of the largest native population in the country, and Denny's hope was to preserve native sign languages, which are on the cusp of being forgotten. So, Paulina, did you watch the Super Bowl this Sunday?
I did. I hate to admit it, but I only really tuned in for the halftime show, and Rihanna did amazing, especially pregnant, too. I don't know, that's just insane.
No, I really heard some interviews about her talking about, the physical strain, preparing for the halftime show was on her. And I don't think a lot of people knew that she was, pregnant while preparing for this whole thing. And so, for the viewers that are watching, the halftime show that's put on by the Super Bowl is a really, really big deal. The people that perform have to perform way out in advance, and so it was really cool to watch that, and the fact that she was also in the air for the majority of the show. So I just thought it was a really, really good performance by her. I know a lot of people were also taking it to social media about how they were underwhelmed, but
yeah, the dancers.
Could you do that?
The dancers were amazing. A lot of people were kind of criticizing them, but they were so good, and I love their little marshmallow costumes. It was so cool. And then I found out that basically a lot of the people performing, they just got to audition through the Super Bowl in Arizona, through the through the stadium, and I thought that was really cool. So a lot of local people got to like do that opportunity, and I thought that was really cool.
No, it was definitely a really good watch, and so good for them that they were able to display their talent on a really, really big stage.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now in local news, this one is for coffee lovers, which I know I am. The Austin coffee shop Cuvée Coffee ranks among the top 25 favorite coffee shops in the country, written by the digital travel magazine Trips to Discover. It said that the shop custom dials every roast to enhance each unique bean. And if you're into like the technicalities of coffee, you know exactly what that means. Cuvée Coffee Bar is located on East 6th Street here in downtown Austin, and it offers an abundance of different coffees, teas, and snacks for hungry locals. And I definitely want to try it out. Other shops that made the top 25 list includes, of course, New Orleans' famous Café du Monde and another French-inspired cafe in Dallas.
Well, let's take a look at weather. Joining us on this set is Tori McClung. What's the weather looking like, Tori?
Well, so far. Let's get to our cloudy weather this week and a wide range of temperatures. We're going to start out today. A little bit of sun poking out later creates partly cloudy weather. Today will be 77 degrees. We'll have lots of humidity and a slight chance of rain. So, if you're planning on getting your hair flat ironed today, I suggest you maybe postpone your appointment. Now, we'll have a drastic temperature drop on Thursday that will carry on into most of the weekend, with max temperatures only reaching the upper 50s and lower 60s. Though Sunday will start out pretty chilly, it will eventually warm up to 75 degrees and carry that high temperature on into next week. On Monday and Tuesday, we'll hit high 70s and have a slight chance of precipitation. Now, if those temperatures are way too warm for you, don't worry, because it'll be a bit cooler on Wednesday with a low of 49 degrees and a high of 79 degrees. That's all for your 7-day forecast. I'm Tori McClung, and now back to the anchors.
Thanks, Tori. Stay tuned for more Good Morning Longhorns after the break. Welcome back to Good Morning Longhorns. In honor of Valentine's Day, which was yesterday, we wanted to discuss the 7 C's of healthy relationships brought to you by the UT Counseling and Mental Health Center. The 7 C's include conflict resolution, checking in, consent, courage, compassion, celebration, and communication. Everybody here at Good Morning Longhorns hope that you and all of your friends had a fun and safe holiday celebrated with lots of love and chocolate. For more information about healthy relationships or the CMHC, please check out cmhc.utexas.edu.com.
Well, it's really good to hear that like the university is really putting some initiatives for, pushing for these like healthy relationships. I know, a lot of people are really scared to like speak up about certain things, and so, it's really nice that, there's some guidance there.
Yeah, and especially since it's very broad too, you can interpret the 7 C's in the ways that work best for like you and like the person you're in a relationship with, and yeah, I really like that.
So how was your Valentine's Day, Paulina? What'd you do?
It was pretty good. I had a little Galentine's Day with my friends, and we made a bunch of fun little snacks. Like we made this popcorn where we drizzled, chocolate and freeze-dried raspberries on it. It was a weird
sounds really
concoction,
good.
but it was honestly really good. Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, it was really nice. Our sorority did Valentine's grams, and so some of my friends who are also sophomores, they wrote me some Valentine's grams, and so I got a little text Tuesday. It was you got a Valentine's gram, and so I was expecting one, but when I got there it was 3, and so that just made my day. I don't have a Valentine, but it just made me feel really loved, and so it was really sweet. They had little messages on them, and so I still have 2 cookies from Insomnia left over, so that's really nice.
Insomnia is so good.
Yeah, but overall it was really nice. And just been a busy week as well, but it was still a nice time to kind of just be reminded of your loved ones and all the amazing relationships you have. Obviously, Valentine's Day is not just about if you're in a committed relationship with somebody, but all your family and your friends that you're really grateful for. It's just a great way to celebrate your gratitude that you have with them and things like that.
Exactly. I loved seeing everyone wearing pink and red and all that kind of stuff. I have this sweater with a big heart on it, so I wore that yesterday. It's just kind of fun to see everyone be festive.
Yes, no, I feel a lot of people definitely celebrated Valentine's this year. in my apartment we had like a little garland of hearts that hangs like right over our door that we put up a couple days before, and so I don't know, I feel like everybody was ready to celebrate it this year.
Yeah, I have little Dove chocolates that I put out in a bowl, and when you open the wrapper, it has like little notes in there, like follow your heart, or like little cheesy
I know
stuff
exactly
like
what you're
that.
talking
So,
about.
yeah.
No, I think it's just really sweet, and obviously don't forget about the self-love.
Yeah, of course. The most
But yeah.
important.
But yeah, I definitely had a lot of chocolate yesterday, lots of candy. But yeah, I'm really grateful.
Yeah. And of course, I'm grateful for the Good Morning Longhorns fam as well. But stay tuned. We'll be back with more Good Morning Longhorns after the break. Welcome back. Earlier this morning, we talked about Roundup, but what our story didn't touch on is the students who fought decades ago to institute some of the changes we are finally seeing today. Amidst incidents of racism, Toni Luckett, the first black lesbian student body president elected in 1990, led a week of protests and successfully convinced the university to disaffiliate with the event. Luckett used her platform to stand up against racism on campus at a time when others like her did not have a strong voice. Luckett's election and fearlessness made history on the 40 acres.
Well, if you're looking for things to do around Austin this February, we've got you covered with some fun events. Right now, Disney's Aladdin is transporting audiences on a magic carpet ride and into a whole new world at the Bass Concert Hall. The show runs through Sunday from Arabian Nights to Prince Ali and Friend Like Me. Audience can instantly recognize the hit song from the 1992 animated original as the colorfully costumed cast takes the stage. Plus, starting February 27th, Austin tennis fans will be delighted as the ATX Open hosts its inaugural tournament at the Westwood Country Club, open to the public. The tournament will host singles and doubles matches, establishing itself as the largest women's sporting event in Austin. Finally, music fans, there's plenty happening for you too, especially at ACO Live, including a Fleetwood Mac tribute band this Sunday. There's always plenty to do in Austin, so check out some of these events.
I definitely want to check those out. It seems fun. Well, for more Good Morning Longhorns throughout the week, you can follow us on Instagram at Good Morning Longhorns. I'm Paulina Pearson, and from all of us here at Good Morning Longhorns, have a wonderful Wednesday, and we will see you all next week.